Hello VC, Jonas here to do a recent vinyl finds video. This time I have 8 records to show you. I'm going to try to do them as fast as I can. This is like the third time I'm doing this. Got way too First, it's official. I'm going to New York City again. Going there with my girlfriend and another couple to celebrate my 30th birthday. I'm going to be there between the 27th and the 7th. So 27th of November till the 7th of December. And you know, if you're in the area, want to hook up, do some crate digging, have a coffee, you know, whatever, that would be great. And there's a bunch of you people that I want to PM that I've talked about before when I plan going. So you know, just let me know. Okay, so some of those records I'm going to show you is fillers that I need in my collection, but some of them is great stuff that I've been looking for a while. So, you know, here we go. Okay, so the first record I've been looking for a while, I got it for a great price, $5. And this is a classic Italian prog record called Photos of Ghosts with PFM. There you go, there's the gatefold, and there's the backside. This is a beautiful progressive record, blends classical music with jazz and rock in a perfect way, being this classic prog record. This is PFM's third release, but it's their second because they released this on Italian, but this was their international release, so they wanted to do it in English. They hired Peter Sanfield from King Crimson, I think, or former King Crimson, I don't know, to do the English lyrics. Now, in my opinion, I haven't listened to it, but this would be better on the original language. The music is beautiful, but the English is so-so. So I think that the first one is a better record, and I'm going to try to hunt that down. But don't be fooled, this is a magnificent record. Highly recommended. PFM. Okay, so the next one is a filler that I need in my collection. Some of you guys know that I collect the Rare Earth label. Here it is. They released a bunch of really good records like Howl the Good. It's a 10 in my opinion, and Toe Fat 2 that I have also. Still need Toe Fat 1, so if you got a spare of that, please send it my way. But the easiest one I think to get on the Rare Earth label is the Rare Earth, the band Rare Earth, because they sold a lot of records, and this is the One World, their 4th studio release from 1971. There's the gatefold by Roger Dean, I think, and the backside. I bought this along with 6 other records from a guy, $4 each. So that's the price I was, you know, gonna give for this record. And it's okay. It's a soulful rock and roll record in the same vein as a lot of the other, you know, sounding Rare Earth records. That Motown white rock and roll kind of sound. Yeah, Rare Earth, 1971. Okay record if you like rock and roll, soulful rock and roll. From the same guy, $4. I bought this. I don't recommend this at all. One of the lousiest records I've ever heard in my life. Baker and Band with From Humble Oranges. So I bought this because Ginger Baker's on this, one of my favorite rock drummers. Okay, so let's break this down. I did the research on this and this guy. Couldn't find anything. So I think this is the only record they played on. And you can hear that. It's sloppy, it's unfocused, it's not good at all. Even the drumming by this fucking guy here is not, it's dull, it's nothing at all interesting. From Humble Oranges, and they dare to fucking put orange on the label. You know how cheesy is that? It's just, that's not the worst part. The worst part is the second track on the the first track on the second side, Land of Mordor. They tried to do a Lord of the Rings kind of thing, where they take texts from the book and implement it with this hillbilly fucking rock and roll music. It just falls flat. It's so damn bad. This is not going into the collection, and I wouldn't give this to my worst enemy. Okay, so moving on to something good instead. Same seller, same price, $4. Some of you know I have some Jukka Tolvanen records. His first record, really good. And I have some Jukka Tolvanen band records, and I think they're so-so. I managed to get their first one, the Jukka Tolvanen band self-titled from 1979, and this is awesome. If you like guitar-based fusion with great musicians and a slick but well-made production sound from that time period, this is right up your alley. Jukka Tolvanen plays his heart out here. Really good guitar player. But we have Costa Patria also, who plays acoustic guitar, I think. He's doing a really good job here as well. We have Christer Eklund, and he played with Saga. I showed this record, the reissue of this classic Swedish prog record, and he's also played with Hugh Rogefeldt. And we have Bill Carson, American actor turning musician, or the other way, I don't know, moving to Finland to play music, and his drumming is superb. But in the VC we also like this guy, Joachim Kuhn, and he's on the entire second side of this beautiful record, highly recommended, and pretty cheap, I think. Okay, so same seller, $4. I've wanted this for a while, but I didn't want to pay money for it, but I was really curious of how this would sound. Just as with the Ginger Baker record, we have our heroes, and we want them to be good always, but sometimes they release shit music, and this is not shit, but it's just okay, and we want more from this guy. This is Jojje Wadenius' self-titled solo record from 1978. There's the backside there. Okay, so skipping a little bit ahead, in the packaging there's a note from the record label stating what Jojje was doing at the time, what he was and what he had done. We also get a beautiful booklet with liner notes from the guy himself, explaining every song in detail. We also have texts from every song and photos from the recording session. But this is the sad part about this, because if you read the liner notes, this was going to be Jojje Wadenius' breakthrough, American breakthrough. He wanted that. So he gathered a bunch of good session musicians, or studio musicians, and a great producer at the time called Club of Geijerstam. And unfortunately, what they made, I think, is a record that's trying to be, you know, back in the roots with experimental guitar playing, but then again ruining it with being too commercial, too much lyrics, too much text, too slick produced, sounding bad. You know, this is an okay record, but it's not what we're used to. You know, Solar Plexus, Goddag Goddag, and Made in Sweden, Made in England. Those are the records we want. Those are the ones we want to hear. They do a cover of, or I don't know if this is the first time it was released, but the second track on the second side, Where Do We Begin, is from with the same title by Made in Sweden. And there's nothing new here. It sounds exactly like that version. I don't know what came first, but it's not, you know, nothing new. Just like the entire record. And unfortunately, it gets worse, because 10 years after this, he released Cleo, his solo record from 1987, where he recorded the first side in Sweden and the second side in the US. You know, he was out touring with Blood, Sweat and Tears, did the thing in Saturday Night Live band, worked with Roberta Flack and a bunch of other great musicians, and he went home to do this. Just like the other one, it sounds just like the 1987 bad sound, too commercial, nothing new here, and nothing, you know, inspiring in the guitar playing. Not recommended at all. Like I said, go with the old stuff and don't bother with this. And I kind of knew this when I bought them for $4 each, but that's a price that I can live with, and they're staying in the collection because, you know, it's Jojje Wadenius. I want it to be there just to have them, but it's nothing that I'm gonna, you know, showpiece for my friends, like, look at this. Okay, so moving on. Playing in the background is Peter Brynjolfsson's Via. And Peter Brynjolfsson was the vocalist and guitarist in the famous progressive Swedish band Ragnarök. Some of you know about them, Derek has talked about them. Really good progressive band on the Silence label in the 80s. Now, Peter Brynjolfsson, I'm a huge fan of his. I just have so much respect for him. We had him as a teacher when I went to film studies, and he knows his shit. Really good artist. Now, I found this record in a shop in Gothenburg called Triangulus with Björn Jason Lind. I had no idea what this was. And Björn Jason Lind's stuff in the 80s is very bad in my opinion. But I was interested in who else was playing on this. And I looked at the backside, and it's Peter Brynjolfsson and almost the entire band from 1985 of the Ragnarök, and a bunch of other artists. And if you look at the instruments on here, you have EBow, vibraphone, synth guitar, you have violin, overtone singing, D-drums, drum machine, programming, and also a saw. So really interesting, and they do it all right. 1985. I hate the production on 99% of all records that came from that time period. But these guys do it right. This is a beautiful progressive electronic jazz record. Heavy at times, and sometimes it's just like mellow and almost ambient. This was released on the Silence label, but this is the American press on Breakthrough Records. Highly recommended. Awesome, awesome, slick, progressive music. Check it out, Triangulus. And so the final record for today. You know, I'm a sort of a completist when it comes to Tony Williams, but I'm not like hunting every record down. But when I find them, I buy them. And I started off with buying this record, Emergency, by Tony Williams Lifetime 2 record set with the entire recordings of that. And I also have the Turn It Over with Jack Bruce on it also. Awesome record. And of course I had to buy this when I found it in Stockholm a year and a half ago or something like that. The Emergency Volume 1, so one of the records of the 2 LP set. But I didn't have Volume 2. But I found it, and this was actually Anders who told me about this in Gothenburg. So, cool story. I was going to Gothenburg. I stood in a record store, flipping through the new arrivals, and a guy behind me saying, "Hey Jonas!" And I turned around and it's Anders from Stockholm. So cool. We had no idea that I was going there or he was going there. He was there with some music friends and going to a concert, something like that. Just at the right place, at the right time. So damn cool. And Anders told me about the Tony Williams stuff standing in a crate over there. So when I found Volume 2 for $11, I jumped on it. You know, I have the music, but I needed this as well. Most of you know this, but it's a trio. It's Tony Williams on drums, John McLaughlin on guitar, and Larry Young on organ. John McLaughlin, we all know about him. Larry Young played on Bitches Brew, played on Love Devotion Surrender with Santana McLaughlin, and also Devotion by McLaughlin. All really good records, essential records. What they do here in 1969 is like, I can't understand how huge sound they can make only 3 guys. It's a beautiful, heavy, awesome, free fusion record. Amazing, highly recommended. And if it wasn't for Tony Williams' spoken word kind of thing on some of the tracks, this would be a 10, but I don't like those parts, so damn near 10. Okay, that's it. Hope you dig the records. Please leave me comments. We do this because of the comments. Showing records, interacting with each other. Do you know about this? I know about this because of this, and have you heard this? And you know, stuff like that. So please give me comments. And have a nice day. Bye.